Good morning, viewers. You're now watching Hornbill TV. On the first anniversary of the Pahalgam terror attack, BJP leaders paid tribute to the victims and reiterated the need to remain united against terrorism. BJP MP Jugal Kishore Sharma said that exactly a year ago, Pakistan trained terrorists targeted unarmed tourists in Pahalgam, resulting in the deaths of 26 people. He said the nation remembers the victims with deep respect and pays heartfelt tribute to those who lost their lives in the tragic accident.
आज से ठीक एक साल पहले पहलगाम में पाकिस्तान द्वारा प्रशिक्षित आतंकवादियों ने जो हमला पहलगाम में निहत्थे लोगों पर किया था, आज उसकी बरसी है। 26 देश के नागरिकों की शहादत उस समय हुई थी। आज पूरा देश जो है उनको याद कर रहा है, उनको श्रद्धा सुमन जो है वो अर्पित कर रहा है। देश के प्रति समर्पण भावना से काम करने का संकल्प भी ले रहा है। और जब ये पहलगाम में हमला हुआ तो उसके बाद भारत और भारत की फौजों ने पाकिस्तान पर कार्रवाई करते हुए ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के माध्यम से पराक्रम दिखाया था और पाकिस्तान को घुटने टेकने पर मजबूर किया था। तो हम सब जानते हैं कि भारत की फौज का लोहा जो था वो दुनिया ने माना था, लेकिन आज के इस दिन पर मैं इतना ही कहूंगा कि भगवान उन आत्माओं को शांति दे और हम सबको ये साहस दे कि इनकी भांति अगर समय आए तो हम भी अपनी शहादत देने पर पीछे न हटे और पाकिस्तान का, देश का हर एक नागरिक जो है वो डटकर मुकाबला करेगा।
कोशिश थी कि टूरिज्म को डिरेल किया जाए, लेकिन आज हिंदुस्तान से सब जहाज फिर से टूरिस्ट
बिल्कुल सही है। आर्थिक दृष्टि से भारत और जम्मू कश्मीर को कमजोर करने की जो उनकी साजिश थी वो नाकामयाब रहे हैं। आपने देखा होगा कि पूरे देश भर से ही नहीं, दुनिया भर से जो पर्यटक हैं वो जम्मू कश्मीर में आ रहे हैं, पहलगाम में भी जा रहे हैं और दूसरे स्थानों पर भी जा रहे हैं। पाकिस्तान की कोई भी ऐसी साजिश जो है वो कभी कामयाब नहीं हुई और ना ही आगे होगी। ये एक सबक था पाकिस्तान को कि वो अपने इन कृत्यों से, कुकृत्यों से बाज आए, अन्यथा पाकिस्तान उसका खमियाजा भुगतने के लिए तैयार रहे।
Meanwhile, BJP leader Altaf Thakur described the days as a black day in the history of India and Jammu and Kashmir. He said innocent people were killed at gunpoint by terrorists backed from across the border. Thakur alleged that the attack was part of a larger conspiracy aimed at damaging the region's economy, particularly its tourism sector, which he described as the backbone of Jammu and Kashmir. He further said the attack sought to disrupt communal harmony among Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs and Christians. He added that despite the tragedy, the people of Jammu and Kashmir stood together in solidarity with the victims.
देखिए, आज ही का दिन वो भारत की तारीख और जम्मू कश्मीर की तारीख में वो स्याह तरीन दिन था जब मासूम हमारे शहरियों को पाकिस्तान के दहशतगर्दों ने निशाना बनाकर 26 हमारे लोगों को शहीद कर दिया। पहलगाम अटैक, जिसको हम बैसरन अटैक या पहलगाम अटैक इस नाम भी जानते हैं, लेकिन जिस तरह से उन्होंने शहादत दी और उस शहादत को पहली बार जम्मू कश्मीर के लोग निकले और उन्होंने सड़कों पर प्रोटेस्ट किया, क्योंकि ये पाकिस्तान की तरफ से एक बहुत बड़ी प्लानिंग के तहत हुआ। जम्मू कश्मीर की इकानमी को वार करना था, यहाँ की रीढ़ की हड्डी जो टूरिज्म है उसको तोड़ना था, यहाँ जो हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई का भाईचारा है उसको तोड़ना था। ये बहुत बड़ी साजिश थी पाकिस्तान की, लेकिन यहाँ के लोगों ने उस वक्त पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ नारेबाजी की और ये भी हिस्ट्री में पहली बार है आज़ादी के बाद कि जम्मू कश्मीर के लोग, जहां कल तक गिलानी, यासीन मलिक, आसिन राबी जैसे लोग निकलते थे, पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद के नारे लगवाते थे, लेकिन पहली बार हमने पिछले साल 2025 में देखा है कि लोग निकले और उन्होंने पाकिस्तान और दहशतगर्दों के खिलाफ नारे लगाए। ये एक टर्निंग पॉइंट था। लेकिन उसके साथ साथ जब ऑपरेशन सिंदूर चला इसके बाद और सारी दुनिया ने भारत का दमखम, भारत का जो महारत है, जंगी महारत, वो देखी और वहां घेरा से ज्यादा जो टेररिस्ट कैंप है उन कैंपों को तबाह कर दिया गया और सैकड़ों की तादाद में टेररिस्ट हलाक कर दिए गए, मारे गए। यहाँ तक कि अजहर मसूद जैसे दहशतगर्दों की उस फैमिली जो उसके साथ दहशतगर्दों का वो सुकाट रहता था, उनको भी जहन्नमदोज कर दिया गया और पूरी दुनिया ने ये देखा और पाकिस्तान को भी एक बहुत जबरदस्त सबक मिला और पाकिस्तान को जो जख्म उस वक्त लगे, आज तक उन जख्मों से खून रसता रह रहा और वो पेन अभी तक पाकिस्तान फेल कर रहा। उसके साथ साथ आपने देखा स्ट्रेटेजिकल पॉइंट पे भी पाकिस्तान के साथ बातचीत, तो कभी हमने कहा जब तक दहशतगर्दी चलेगी, बातचीत नहीं हुई। उसके बाद पानी भी बंद कर दिया गया और पाकिस्तान के साथ बिजनेस भी बंद की दी। ये एक नहीं 3 तरफ से पाकिस्तान को घेरा गया और आज आप देख रहे हैं कि 1 साल के बाद जिस तरह से आज आप रिजल्ट देख रहे हैं, 1 साल के दौरान कोई आतंकवादी हमला नहीं और न कोई आतंकवादी बचा है। अब जो कुछ लोग बचे थे जंगलों में, कश्तवाड़ जैसे दूर दराज, वो भी उनको खत्म किया और खासकर जो कल्प्रिट्स थे, जो इस अटैक जिन्होंने किया था, उनको भी ऑपरेशन महादेव के तहत गिराया गया। और आज आप देखिए जम्मू कश्मीर में अमन है। जम्मू कश्मीर का आम जो नागरिक है वो टूरिज्म चाहता है, वो चाहता है कि यहाँ लोग आए, सयाह आए, यहाँ घूमने आए। अब टेररिज्म कोई नहीं यहाँ चाहता है। ये सबसे बड़ी हार, सबसे बड़ी शिकस्त और सबसे बड़ा सबक है ये पाकिस्तान को इस 1 साल के दौरान मिला।
हमने देखा है कि उस अटैक के बाद भी टूरिज्म आए, तो आपको नहीं लगता है कि तमाचा मारा है पाकिस्तान पे?
देखिए कुछ देर तो थोड़ा सा टूरिज्म रुक गया था, इस चीज़ को हम एक्सेप्ट करते हैं क्योंकि एक खौफ और दहशत का जो माहौल और कुछ टूरिस्ट सिक्योरिटी रीजंस की वजह बंद गई। लेकिन आज के डेट में आप देखिए अब बड़ी तादाद में और लोग टूरिस्ट आ रहे हैं। आज जम्मू कश्मीर के मार्केट रात भर खुले रहते हैं। होटलों की बुकिंग है। पहलगाम, गुलमर्ग, यहाँ ये अटैक हुआ था पहलगाम में या दूसरी जगहों पे आज टूरिस्ट आ रहे हैं। बड़ा ज़बरदस्त रश है और ये भी सबसे बड़ी थप्पड़ जो है पाकिस्तान के माथे पे है कि इस जहन्नम के उस दारोगा आसिफ मुनीर और जहन्नम के चौकीदार शहबाज शरीफ के मुंह पे ये ज़बरदस्त थप्पड़ है।
The Telangana High Court has stayed further action on the report submitted by the Commission, headed by former Supreme Court Judge P.C. regarding the Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project. Advocate Ganta Mohan Rao, representing the Bharat Rashtra Samiti BRS, said that the Commission had conducted an elaborate inquiry and submitted a detailed report. He noted that the report contained adverse recommendation against K. Chandrasekhar Rao, T. Harish Rao, the then State Chief Secretary and other officials. The High Court has granted a stay on any action based on the Commission's report until further proceedings in the matter.
PC Ghosh, after an elaborate inquiry, has given a report. And in the report, certain adverse recommendations were made and comments were made against Sri KCR Garu, the then Chief Minister of Telangana, and Sri Harish Rao Garu, the Irrigation Minister, Sri Shailendra Joshi, Chief Secretary at that time, and Sri Smita Sabharwal, she is an officer in the CM's office, and several other officers. This said report has been challenged in the High Court of Telangana on various grounds. The primary ground is that the Commission failed to follow the procedure prescribed under Section 8B and 8C of the Commission of Inquiry Act. 8B, 8C says when a Commission comes to a conclusion that there are certain material has come to the Commission's notice, warranting some recommendations by the Commission, the persons against whom such material has been gathered by the Commission, including the statements of the persons, must be supplied to the person against whom a likely report is to be made recommending certain action. And also the person against whom such recommendations are likely to be made not only be supplied with the material and also the witness statement, but also he must be given a right to engage an advocate to cross-examine the witnesses and also produce his own evidence and also material. The Commission has not given any such notice to Sri KCR Garu, Harish Rao and others. It has only wanted assistance of Sri KCR Garu, Harish Rao Garu to give their version on only the terms of reference framed by the government of Telangana. Therefore, the court finds that fundamental flaw is there in the report, violating the procedural safeguards granted to the persons under Section 8B and 8C Act, and also not only Section 8B and 8C, Article 21 of the Constitution, Article 14 of the Constitution also says no person can be condemned without putting on notice the adverse material against him and after giving a reasonable opportunity to defend himself in such proceedings. Therefore, no such procedure being followed. The Commission report cannot be made any basis for any action against Sri KCR Garu, Sri Harish Rao Garu, Sri Smita Sabharwal and also Sri Shailendra Joshi. If you say one thing, the Commission report as far as these persons are concerned has to be thrown in the dustbin. Thank you. Ganta Mohan Rao, senior advocate.
Army officials highlighted the operational preparedness and swift response of troops during Operation Sindoor, particularly in sensitive sectors along the western border. A commanding officer of an Army Air Defence Unit said that with a legacy of over 78 years, the regiment has consistently remained ready to face challenges with unwavering combat preparedness. He stated that when the call for Operation Sindoor came, the unit immediately mobilized and secured vital areas across the Rajasthan and Kutch sectors. Meanwhile, Brigadier Neeraj Khajuria, commander of the 75 Independent Infantry Brigade, said that the operation in the Rann and Creek sector involved deployment in one of the most sensitive and operationally challenging regions. He noted that between May 7 and 12, the enemy deployed several drones for civilians and targeting the critical military and civilian infrastructure in the area. The brigade remained alert and responded effectively to the evolving security situation during the operation.
Op Sindoor in the Run and Creek sector saw my brigade operate in one of the most sensitive and operationally challenging areas, defined by the harsh terrain, dispersed deployment and multi-agency environment. In the beginning of the operations, we undertook swift and calibrated deployment to secure the sector. Our deployment was deliberately balanced, thereby ensuring a strong defensive grid, meanwhile maintaining or retaining offensive capability, so that if any offensive operations are required to be undertaken, it can be undertaken at a short notice. Between 7th and 12th of May, enemy employed number of drones for surveillance and targeting of our critical military and civil infrastructure. Once again, we took calibrated and swift response and executed it in close coordination with the Indian Air Force, BSF, Coast Guard, intelligence agencies and civil administration. A robust and tiered grid comprising of anti-drone systems, air defense elements and integrated surveillance assets ensured destruction of multiple enemy drones. Simultaneously, a coordinated civil defense mechanism was put in place to safeguard our critical assets and population centers. Our synergized and swift response enabled effective neutralization of the enemy's aerial threat, thereby enabling us and ensuring that none of the critical military or civil infrastructure gets impacted. Overall, Op Sindoor, as I see, successfully and preemptively defeated the nefarious designs of the enemy, meanwhile simultaneously ensuring a robust operational control over the Run and Creek sector. The operation stands as a testament to the jointness, technological integration, professionalism and firm resolve of our troops, thereby reaffirming our unwavering commitment to safeguard national interest. Thank you.
Army AD Regiment. Over 78 years of the legacy, the regiment has always been prepared for all the challenges and driven by its unwavering combat readiness. So when the call for Operation Sindoor came, the unit acted immediately, carried out swift mobilization and secured the vital areas of Rajasthan and Kutch sector. On 7th May 2025, all my troops were deployed and completely operational. The Army AD warriors, they showcased their excellent skills and precision by neutralizing the repeated enemy drone attacks and destroyed 5 Pakistani drones in the sector. This showcased sky-high morale and courage of AD warriors in the face of enemy and excellent coordination with other agencies. During the entire operation, the regiment ensured that there was no damage to the vital areas, which showcases and proves our precision and lethality. Operation Sindoor highlights the grit and resolve of Indian Army and also proves that no matter how the threat evolves, our response will be precise, resolve will be firm and nation's skies shall remain sovereign. Jai Hind.
Independent MP Papu Yadav sparked controversy with sharp remarks on the status of women in India, saying that while women are worshipped as goddesses, they still do not receive a real respect in society. He blamed both the system and social mindset for the condition of women. Yadav further alleged that women face serious barriers in entering politics, claiming many are forced to navigate power structures dominated by influential politicians. His comments are likely to trigger political debate over women's safety, dignity and representation in public life.
महिलाओं के सम्मान की बात लोकसभा के भीतर हो, ये मजाक का पात्र, हंसी का पात्र विधानसभा में हो। भारत में महिलाओं को भगवान तो देवी तो बना दिया गया, लेकिन ना कभी इज्जत हुआ, ना कभी इस भारत में महिलाओं की इज्जत होगी, कभी नहीं हो। इसके लिए जिम्मेवार कौन? व्यवस्था, सिस्टम, समाज। विधवा राजा राममोहन राय और गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी ने तो बड़ी लड़ाई लड़ी थी। सती प्रथा खत्म कैसे हुआ, विधवा प्रथा खत्म कैसे हुआ, बांझपन की लड़ाई लड़ कैसे रहे, दहेज प्रथा खत्म किसने की थी, जलाए कौन समाज के द्वारा, भ्रूण हत्या कौन कर रहा है, घरेलू हिंसा कौन कर रहा है, महिलाओं पर गिद्ध दृष्टि किसकी है, अमेरिका से लेकर के भारत तक नेताओं की। बिना नेता के रूम के बगैर 90% महिलाएं राजनीति कर ही नहीं सकती। ये तो हर डेली हर दिन नेताओं का सीसीटीवी फोटे, औरत को नोचने की एक मत संस्कृति बन गई। स्कूल जाओ बेटी का शोषण, कॉलेज जाओ रैगिंग के नाम पर शोषण, ऑफिस जाओ तब शोषण, कहीं भागीदारी नहीं, एक भी ईबीसी, कहीं पर कोई उद्योगपति नहीं, एक भी ईबीसी पूंजीपति नहीं, एक भी दलित की बेटी मात्र एक जज बनी भारत में इतिहास में आज तक, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में, आईएम में नहीं, सेना में नहीं, पुलिस में नहीं, हाँ चैनल के मालिक में नहीं, एक भी ईबीसी नहीं, एक भी एसटी एससी नहीं, एक भी मठ में ईबीसी नहीं, एक भी मठ और मंदिर के ट्रस्ट में दलित नहीं। काय काय कौन बात करेगा दलित की, कौन बात करेगा ईबीसी की, कौन अधिकार की बात करेगा उसका।
BJP National Spokesperson Shehzad Poonawalla strongly criticized Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge over his alleged terrorist remarks against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Poonawalla claimed the statement was deliberate and accused the Congress of repeatedly abusing or using abusive language against the Prime Minister.
See, what has been said by Honorable Kharge ji is not a sahyog, it is a socha samjha prayog, rather it has become vote bank ka udyog. The language used against the elected Prime Minister of India, who has been elected by the people 3 times over, and calling him terrorist, and saying this word at the time when we are commemorating 1 year of Pahalgam. At that time you are giving the clean sheet to Islamic jihadis. You are saying Osama ji, Afzal ji, Yaqub ji, Hafiz Saeed Sahab, Naxali is Shaheed, and then Modi is terrorist. So you are abusing the Janta. And you have abused Modi 150 times because he comes from OBC community. You have abused his mother, you have abused his jati, you have abused his background, you have abused him for being chaiwala, gangu teli, neech, basmasur, gandi nali ka keeda. So this is not a sahyog. It has become a practice of Congress that abuse Modi, abuse the Janta, abuse Sena, abuse Sanatan, and Kharge ji has been doing this non-stop. Just last month he has said BJP RSS is a poisonous snake, kill it. Before that he has made comments on Sanatan. So it is our fervent request to Election Commission that they must take action on Mallikarjun Kharge ji. He must be adequately taken cognizance of under BNS and RPA Act. He must be asked to apologize without any kind of conditionalities, and appropriate legal action should be taken.
Hot weather conditions continue to prevail across several parts of Odisha, with multiple locations recording temperatures over 40 degrees Celsius, according to the India Meteorological Department. Manorama Mohanty, director of IMD's Bhubaneswar Centre, said that around 14 to 15 places in the state reported temperatures of 40 degrees Celsius or higher, as Titilagar, according to the recording highest at 42.5 degrees Celsius. She added that hot and humid conditions are currently prevailing across coastal regions.
Records, then 14 places or 15 places reported 40 degrees Celsius or more. In addition to that, highest maximum temperature reported at Titlagarh, that is 42.5 degrees Celsius. Hot and humid conditions are prevailing over the district of coastal Odisha. And if we see the for next 24-hour forecast, then rain, thunderstorm, lightning with gusty wind 40 to 50 km very likely to occur in the district of Mayurbhanj, Keonjhar. In addition to that, lightning, thunderstorm activity, rain and gusty wind 30 to 40 km per hour very likely to occur at isolated places in the district of South Interior Odisha, coastal Odisha and Angul, Dhenkanal district. And for tomorrow, that is for 22nd also, rain, thunderstorm, lightning, gusty wind 30 to 40 km per hour very likely to occur at the district of coastal Odisha, Malkanagiri, Koraput, Rayagada, Keonjhar, Mayurbhanj district, the two at isolated places. And on 23rd also light to moderate rain, lightning, thunderstorm with gusty wind 30 to 40 km per hour very likely to occur in the district of coastal Odisha, Sundargarh, Keonjhar and Mayurbhanj district. In addition to that, heat wave conditions very likely to prevail in the district of Balangir, Jharsuguda, Angul, and warm night conditions very likely to prevail in the district of Sundargarh, Sambalpur, Kalahandi and Balangir district. And on 24th also heat wave conditions very likely to continue in the district of Balangir, Kandhamal, Angul, Jharsuguda and warm night conditions also very likely to prevail in the district of Kalahandi, Balangir, Sambalpur, Sundargarh and Angul district. And and also in addition to that, light to moderate rain with a thunderstorm, lightning and gusty wind 30 to 40 km per hour very likely to occur at isolated places in the district of Malkanagiri, Koraput, Rayagada, Gajapati, Mayurbhanj and Balesur district. And for 25th also light to moderate rain very likely to occur at isolated pockets in the district of Malkanagiri, Koraput, Rayagada, Gajapati, Kandhamal district. And in addition to that, gusty wind also likely to occur that to 30 to 40 km per hour during the thunderstorm activity. In addition to that, heat wave conditions very likely to prevail in the district of Jharsuguda, Angul, Balangir, Kandhamal district, and warm night conditions also likely to occur in the district of Sundargarh, Sambalpur, Balangir and Kalahandi district. After that, warning is not there. And for 26th and 27th, light to moderate rain very likely to occur in the district of Koraput, Malkanagiri and Rayagada district.
Ma'am, temperature may shoot up in coming days?
Temperature, no. Temperature during next 4 days, there will be no large change in maximum temperature. However, after 4 days, there will be gradual fall by 2 to 3 degrees Celsius during next subsequent 3 days.
How the weather condition would be in state capital?
Capital, as it is prevailing, and RATSS means rain, thunderstorm activity very likely towards evening or afternoon.
Thank you.
In another update, a 13-hour total shutdown is being observed across Churachandpur district after a call by Zomi frontal organizations over the death of BJP MLA Vungaz in Valti. Valti passed away on February 20, 2026 at a hospital in Gurugram after being attacked by a mob on May 4, 2023. The shutdown began at 5 local time AM and will continue till 6 p.m. with shops, businesses, schools, offices and public transport remaining closed. That's all for now. Thank you for watching Onbet TV.